Welcome back, friends. If you are new here, my name is Lizzie, and I am so happy to have you, and today I am bringing you all a brand new speed build. I honestly feel like I have a lot to update you guys on right now, but first and foremost, let's get into this build. So this is 136 Catscratch B&B. This build was honestly probably one of my favorite builds that I've done. Not necessarily looks wise, but just I felt like I had a lot of fun with this build. I have never done a B&B before, so this was really fun, and I just thought that Brindleton Bay was kind of like the perfect world to do a B&B in, because I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like it is the world that Sims would go to if they wanted to stay at a B&B for a weekend, or like, I don't know if any of you watch Hallmark movies, but this town reminds me of a town that would be in a Hallmark movie or some cheesy, sappy romance movie. So yeah, I was like, what better way to kind of replicate that than to give this town a little B&B for guests who are just passing through. So that's what I did. This build was super easy and came together really quickly. I got it done in 2 days, but I could have gotten it done in one. I just was busy, and so I just decided to take a break, but I could have finished it if I really wanted to, which is saying something, because I feel like all of the builds I've been attempting to do or have actually completed have taken me quite some time to get done. Also, I'm gonna apologize in advance now. You guys are gonna see me mess with the roof like a billion times throughout this whole thing. I continuously move the little like window add-ons on the roof like 10 times, so I apologize for that in advance. They just kept getting messed up when I kept adding things to like the trim or anything like that, so yeah, I apologize for that. But yeah, I just kind of imagine like an older, maybe like middle-aged woman living here. I picture her, making breakfast for her guests every morning. She just like loves to have people stay with her. She's like a fantastic host, and she just really loves to like dote on people and spoil them. So she definitely spends a lot of time taking care of her guests who come and stay with her. They all eat dinner together in the same little room, same for breakfast. And obviously if they want to go explore town, that's totally fine too. But she does make an effort to kind of get to know all of the people who are going to be staying with her, and to try and kind of leave a little impact on their life while they're in Brindleton Bay. That's kind of what I imagined for her, so I'm super excited to make that townie. I really want to get back into adding townies into my saves and not just making the builds, but Cass has never been my favorite thing, so we'll see if I actually commit to that. In other news, I kind of wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the fact that for a while now, I feel like I was on a hiatus, but on my Patreon and Tumblr for a while now, I've been doing a lot of CC builds. There really hasn't been many CC free, and I don't know that my YouTube necessarily reflects that, because some of the builds that I have made since I was last on and posting about a year ago never made it to my YouTube. Yeah, I just know that a lot of the builds that I have put out there into the universe have been filled with CC, because I feel like those are the builds that I have the most inspiration for. But I want to attempt to go back to making some more CC free builds. And this is something that I have decided I want to do for a number of different reasons. First and foremost, I just think that while CC builds are so fun to watch and fun to look at, they are not as accessible to members of the community, especially for those who don't use CC, or don't want to have to spend the time going through a whole CC list to be able to download the build. So yeah, that's essentially why I'm going to be trying to lean more into doing some CC free builds. Actually, the current build that I'm working on right now is CC free. I also want to try and get a little bit more comfortable with an actual schedule. My goal is to be hopefully uploading around once a week, just for consistency for both you guys and for myself. So we will see how well I stick to that in these coming weeks. Next weekend I am out of town, so my goal is to hopefully have this build that I'm working on now done this weekend and the voiceover filmed so that I can have that up for you guys. But yeah, hopefully that will be a consistent thing from now on. Also, one of the bigger announcements of mine is that I brought my star sign Sims out of retirement. And no, I do not mean in the sense of I'm going to be picking back up with my Let's Play. I do not have the time. And don't get me wrong, I thought about it. I was sitting here after I opened the save and I was like, I could just start recording this right now. And I could just pick up my Let's Play. And then I was like, you know what? I do not have the time for that at all. I hardly have enough time to just enjoy the game as it is. So no, I will not be picking up any Let's Plays, but I am going to be playing with them off camera. And if you guys are interested and you want to keep up with them and that family, you guys should go follow me over on Tumblr. I will be posting lots of updates on the family over there and screenies, so you guys will be able to keep up to date with them. The one spoiler I will give you guys is that she is currently pregnant with triplets. Yes, that is right. They are going to be having triplets. Kyo is going to be getting a ton of brothers or sisters or both. I don't know. But the boy, he is going to be, there will be no loss of love in that family. It is just, there are going to be so many of them. So yeah, I am super excited about that. I'm super excited to be playing with them again. They are probably one of my all-time favorite households. In the past, I have tried to pick back up with old households and I just can never get back into it. I'm always like so stressed out and so just not into it at all. So I'm really happy to see that now that I've picked back up with them, I still love them just as much. The love has not died out at all with them. They were one of my favorite Let's Plays. I just loved that family to death, and that love is still there. So yeah, I am super excited about that. I'm also just super excited to be back with all of you lovely simmers. I'm loving getting to see everybody's creations. It's inspiring me so much. Getting to see everybody's stories and kind of catch up on all the things that I missed while I was gone has been so fun. I always love coming back into this little community of people, and it's always just so fun to see everybody's creativity and such. Of course, I just find myself with a lack of time, and I never have enough time to do anything that I want to the fullest. I'm so stuck between all of the hobbies that I have, between wanting to do this and wanting to read books and do all those other things. I just feel like there is not enough time in the day, especially during the work week when I'm at work. It's just my mind is running of all the things that I want to be doing when I get home, and then I only end up getting to do one of those things, and right now it has really just been Sims. Yeah, so that's normally how it goes for me. I find something that I love and I really get into it, and that's all I can do for a period of time. I'm the same way with reading. When I find a book that I love, it's all I can do to finish it. I can't do anything else. So I'm the same way with Sims. Also, while I just thought of it, I want you guys to let me know what you thought of my new intro. That was super fun to make. Shout out to Canva. I thought that was super fun and just like really like unique and fun, welcoming way to, introduce myself to new people or welcome back old friends or whatever it may be. So you guys will have to let me know what you think of the new intro screen. Hopefully you guys love it as much as I do. And maybe it'll just be something that I kind of update every year with new pictures of new builds or things that I do. So yeah, I just think that was super fun and super unique. We are getting close to the end of the exterior of this build, which is fantastic. The interior was super fun. However, when I don't remember if I guess I didn't mention this in my last video, because my last video there was no voiceover, and I was sitting on that video for 2 weeks, which is why I just ended up posting it, because there was no time in sight for me to record a voiceover. So I was just like, you know what? Posting it is better than not posting it at all, at least in my mind. So I hope you guys didn't mind that too much. But anyways, I completely redid my mods folder, and that's not necessarily still true. What I did was I removed my old mods folder, all of my build stuff, and I just placed it on my home screen, and then essentially added all new CC to it because I was just feeling really overwhelmed. And then when I was doing the entry room in this build, which will see me start in a minute, I realized I was missing a ton of things that I had downloaded. Like, I had actually gone through and re-downloaded like all of Pierre Sim's CC, Hey Harry CC, and when I went to look for it in this build, I could not find it at all. So I don't know what happened there. Obviously I re-downloaded it all. But yeah, that was pretty much just to say that I panicked for a minute, and then I had to go back through and re-download everything, which was kind of annoying. But oh well, tale as old as time. Something's always going wrong in The Sims, so it is what it is. But yes, now the current update on that situation is that I downloaded Mod Manager. Tell me why I didn't have this before. I don't know. This has been such a popular program for so long, and I just never bought it it's free. I never got it because I was using, I can't remember the name of it, some other program for CC as well, and I just never really looked into Mod Manager. I'd heard about it, but I never looked into it or knew really what it did other than, organizing CC in a way. But my other one was kind of helping me do that, just not very well, and I was just being lazy, I guess, and didn't want to have to look into something new. But take it from me, if you don't have it, you should get it, especially if you have a lot of mods in CC, because I have never experienced joy when going through my mods, and this made it so much easier. I think I went through I think close to 50 gigabytes of CC in my game right now, and I went through all of it in 2 hours, maybe an hour, and got it all organized, because it was a mess. My folder was a mess because I didn't know how to go through all of it and organize it the way I wanted it to be organized, because it had just gotten so out of hand before I went on my hiatus. And so yeah, I came back and I was super overwhelmed, which is why I decided to get rid of all of my build CC, because I was so overwhelmed with not being able to find anything. So or just having too much, not even not being able to find anything, but just having too much of all the things that I didn't like. And I knew I had a lot of pieces in the game that I just didn't use, and so, but I didn't know how to really go through and delete it all without it being super complicated. So I was like, I might as well just get rid of it all and pick a couple of creators to mass download from, and then just kind of download the rest as I see it. But anyways, then I downloaded Mod Manager and I went through all of my cast CC, because I was about to do the same thing with my cast CC. I was about to just get rid of all of it. But thank goodness I downloaded this first, because there is a lot of CC that I have scoured the internet for. So yeah, thank goodness that I downloaded this. And again, it took me an hour, I want to say, to get it all done, and it was an actually semi-enjoyable experience. It was you know when your room gets too dirty and you're just like, I can't function in here? That's how I felt about my mods. And then downloading this made it like a joy to clean. So yeah, that was interesting. If you don't have it, you should get it, because you can see the thumbnails of everything you have in game, which just makes it really easy and quick to go through the things that you know you don't use or you don't want. And you can easily make subfolders and rename folders and delete files and anything that you could possibly do from your actual folder you can do with this application, but it's just way easier because you can see everything that you actually have, and it's just lovely. So yeah, I'm super excited to have that. So once I got that, I actually added my original mods folder back into, basically conjoined it with my new mods folder, got rid of all of the duplicate files, and then went through all of it and just deleted everything I knew I wasn't going to use. And so now I'm up at like 50 gigabytes of CC, I think, but everything is clean, everything is organized, everything is put away into the folders that they need to be in, and your girl is feeling clear-headed. Of course, I did all of this work before I decided I was going to try and get back into CC free builds, but you guys will still be seeing CC builds on my channel. I guess I'll just be working on my CC free save file and my CC save file simultaneously. One of the reasons that another reason I guess that I wanted to lean away from CC build is because I do want to upload a save file, and this has been a project I've been working on for years, and I always end up going on a hiatus right after I get into it, so hopefully that does not happen this time. But I realized after I deleted all of my CC and was going through and clearing out CC that it does make it kind of hard to make a save file that I will be able to use in the future that includes CC, because I do just go through it every once in a while and delete things, and so it just doesn't make it as lasting in my personal opinion. And not necessarily with exteriors, but definitely with interiors, it just would not be nearly as lasting as a CC free save, where you know you're always going to have that stuff no matter what. Like, there's no risk of you getting rid of it because you've bought it and it's downloaded and it's in your game. Again, this is not me saying that I'm not going to be doing any more CC free or any more CC builds, because I love CC. I refuse to have my Sims live in houses that do not have CC. It's just not something I am willing to do anymore, which is hilarious because I used to be so anti-CC, and that was probably just me trying to protect myself, knowing that I was going to get obsessed and never be able to go back to the game without it. But yeah, when I was on my laptop, I was so against CC. It took me the longest time to be willing to download it, and even then I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know, it felt wrong. It also, I think, was in part that I was just worried about me breaking my laptop, but yeah, it also just felt like I was kind of cheating, and now here I am, and it's like impossible for me to do anything without CC. So yeah, definitely leave your opinions in the comments. I've already decided that this is kind of the route I'm going to take, even if it's like every other build. I'm kind of like switching off CC versus no CC. So, but definitely let me know your opinions down below, and it'll also just make my life a little bit easier, because having to upload the CC links, you wouldn't think that that would take a lot of time, and supposedly Build and Buy, the mod that I have, like compiles a list of all the CC used in the build, but I have never seen it done, because every time I try and do it in my game, it just loads endlessly. And maybe I'm not waiting long enough, or it's broken, but it just doesn't work for me. So I have to do it all in a completely different way, using Sims 4, is it Tray Importer? I think that's what I've been using, because it compiles a list of all the CC that you've used in the build, or at least all the files, and then I can easily go through and find the links for them. It just takes a lot of time, and I never really want to sit down and do that. That's like my least favorite thing to do probably out of the whole process, is sit down and compile a list of all the CC, because I have to go through and I have to find it all and figure out if it's from part 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, and it just takes a long time. And I also know that for a lot of you it's probably not enjoyable to have to go through an entire CC list, and some of them are really long, and like download all of that, and then not to mention you may not even know if you already have it in your game, and then you're having duplicate files, and it's just like a whole mess. And so I just think this will be the best of both worlds. It'll make my life easier. It'll probably make your guys' life easier. It'll be way more accessible to way more people. So yeah, I'm super excited. But again, you'll never be able to tear me away from CC, because watching this build back, I'm like, wow, this is such a pretty build. And I just love all the CC pieces in it and all the creators. And yeah, I just think CC is so fun, and it's such a way to be creative, because there's just so many different pieces and added pieces. But I also tend to not use then anything from the actual game, which sucks, because there are some really good pieces in the game, and I don't want to be forgetting about those either. So yeah, like I said, best of both worlds. I think it's going to be really good. I'm really excited. I'm hoping that I can find a lot of inspiration for things that are going to be CC free. Another thing that I wanted to briefly mention is that I created a build. For some reason, I feel like I've talked about this already, but I don't actually think I have. But I created a large build in Henford on Bagley, and right now it's just a shell. And I do have a video of me creating the shell, so you guys will also have to drop in the comments if you want me to upload the video of the shell. I am not furnishing it. This is a giant build. It's massive. I don't know how to do the floor plan. It does technically have a floor plan right now, but that could, obviously, anyone who downloads that can change it as they will. I love the exterior of the build. I'm very proud of it. It's very pretty, very large, like estate vibe, but there is absolutely no way you could convince me to furnish the inside of that building right now. So yeah, let me know if you guys want me to make a speed build out of it. Just the exterior, it probably wouldn't be long. I'm thinking maybe 15 minutes tops. It could surprise me. It could be like 20, but I'm assuming it would probably only be like 15 minutes long. So you guys will definitely have to let me know if you are interested in seeing that or not. It is up on my Patreon, and I also posted it on my Tumblr, so if you guys are curious to see what it looks like or download it, it is up for download, and the CC links have been created for it. So yeah, you guys will just have to let me know if you're interested in me posting that as a speed build or not. It was a super fun build to make. I thought that the outside, of course I got my inspo off Pinterest, because when do I not, but it was just super fun. I've never built a build that big except for maybe one other time, and that was for a personal save of mine, and it was kind of a house that I just kept gradually adding to. It was not something I built all at once. So yeah, that was really fun to make. The shape of it, I don't know, floor plans are going to be the bane of my existence, I swear. I struggle with them immensely. They are probably one of the hardest things about building for me. So, and then when you like make the build super super large or a really funky shape, I struggle even more. I love the floor plan of this build. It's super cozy, super cute. You can see that there's 2 rooms for guests in this build, which is another thing that I guess I should quickly mention, is that I put this build up as I believe it's up as a vacation rental right now, just because I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to do it as a vacation rental or just a residential rental. You could honestly do either. I don't know that it has all the parts for a residential rental, but I don't think it would be hard to add those parts in. So you could definitely do that if you wanted to. I think you could change it however you want, but right now it is up as a vacation rental because I really just couldn't decide how I wanted to put it up as. So, yeah. But we are getting really close to the end of this build. I have one more bedroom to furnish, and then I believe that is it, so I'm going to go ahead and go. But I just want you guys to know that I appreciate all of you, and I'm having a blast being back. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this speed build. If you did, do not forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.